What's up, guys? Thanks for checking out the video today. So where are we at? So I've returned from the GTR Fest. That was a 5-month build of my R32 GTR. So it was a restoration build, engine transmission out, lots of paint work, rust repair, tons of stuff. Went to GTR Fest, competed in the show and shine, enjoyed the GTR Fest, put up a bunch of videos revolving around that. Ended up with more than 1,000 more subscribers of that trip. Thanks, guys, and welcome to the channel as well. If you've just subscribed to the channel, thank you for subscribing. And so where are we at now? We're going to be diving into a new build. And so next year, so 2025, there's going to be a lot of stuff in the pipe here. There's going to be some new car builds, there's going to be some event coverage and some cruises, some sort of casual stuff, maybe attending some car shows and barbecues, things like that. And all of it's going to be revolving around the JDM tuner scene. And if you've never been to Canada, or if you don't know Canada exists, it's that big chunk of land north of the USA. And we've had the privilege of having tuner cars up here under what's called a 15-year rule rather than the 25-year rule that's everywhere else, or seems to be everywhere else. And so what that means is that we've had JDM right-hand drive cars here on average 10 years longer than everyone else. And so what that creates is a ton of cars. So we have a country that's very big, sparsely populated, with a ton of JDM vehicles up here. So that gives the opportunity to do a lot of builds, and there's a lot of content to be had up here because the cars have been up here for a long time. So so with that, a little bit of history for the 1,000 new subscribers. We're going to be continuing on some Skyline GTR type content, as well as some Mitsubishi Evolution type content. And I've basically, because the GTR Fest content worked out so well, I'm going to start doing at least one big build and trip per year. So for 2025, we're going to be doing the same thing. I'm going to be building out a car and traveling to a big event. And so, but there'll be other content, like I mentioned, as well. So it won't just be that. There'll be a lot of other things too. So, so what car are we going to be building this year? All right, guys. So without further delay, here's the new chassis we're going to be building out. Okay, so this is a Evo 5, but keep in mind this is a CP9A chassis. So what that means is that the chassis itself overlaps Evo 5, Evo 6, Evo 6.5. So what the project is going to be for 2025 is going to be a drag Evo build on the right-hand drive CP chassis. And we're going to be going to the DSM Shootout in Ohio in September. And so that's going to be a drag racing event. And I think a lot of you guys probably are aware of the Shootout. It's been around for 30 plus years. It's going to be happening again, as far as I can tell. The dates are already booked at Summit Motorsport Park, as far as I can tell. So yeah, so we're going to be going to the Shootout. So looking forward to that. So what's the concept going to be for this build? It's going to be a drag race Tommi Makinen edition build. So what I want to do is I'm going to put 700 to 800 horsepower into this chassis. I'm going to aim for 10-second or thereabouts passes, and the car is going to appear to be like a Tommi Makinen edition car. So my plan is to paint it. I don't know what color yet, maybe red, we'll see. We'll see about the price of red paint, because if you're in the auto body industry, you know that that's a factor. I wanted to put decals on it, and I want to make a Tommi Mac clone, and I want to make it a drag car. So that's my plan. So now, you're probably wondering about parts for this sort of a build. Well, I have a lot of parts at my shop laying around. So what I have is a carbon wide body kit from Feast Japan. This is the carbon rear flares. You can see the weave and stuff in there. So it's very lightweight. I have a brand new Tommi Mac bumper. I have all the pieces for that. I've got the lip, the vents, all that sort of stuff to basically facelift this Evo 5 chassis. Now going down the line here, oh well, I guess I should mention that I did a video about installing this kit, this wide body kit. So if you are interested in this kit, definitely take a look at that video. It's been up for quite some time now. Now I also have a 2.2 liter Tommi stroker that's already built. It's a long block. This as well was built on my channel here. So if you want to take a look for that as well is a video that's been up for a while. I also go through this entire stroker build and price it out for you guys. So yeah, so if you want to take a look at that video, it could catch you up on where we're at. Now what I'm missing for this sort of build is I need a turbo kit yet, and so I have to decide on that. The cylinder heads, port and polished. It's forged bottom end by Tommi, the 2.2, and yeah, it should be pretty stout overall. Now, in addition to that, I have a 411 HKS final drive, I guess what's called the ultimate ratio build from Shep Transmission in the USA. Now this is a synchronized transmission, and hopefully it'll live at around 700 horse. We'll see. I think that's going to be about the limit of a synchronized transmission before you kind of have to move over to dog type engagement gears. So we'll see how that goes, but this is about as far as I can go with a synchronized transmission without going to like full race spec, super hard to drive. Yeah, so we're still gonna stick with the synchronized transmission. We'll see how that goes. Continuing on the drivetrain, we've got a few more pieces to the puzzle here. We have a Tommi Makinen Edition Evo 6.5 transfer case, which has been overbuilt by me. Now, in addition, you can see a video on this. I think I'm kind of repeating myself, but there is a video on my channel about how I modified this to handle more power. So if you want to take a look at that video, it is on the channel as well. And last but not least, a Evo 8.9 rear diff. Okay, so if you recall, these cars come with AYC. AYC system is going to be gone. So I have the complete kit with some rear axles by I think it's Insane Shafts, and so we'll see how those hold up. So basically I have a whole drivetrain laid out here. So let's take a quick look at the CP9A chassis that I'm going to be using. It's pretty clean, and it is a very, very fresh sheet of paper, so to speak. So rust-wise, guys, there is no concerns as you can see. Now I'm gonna try my best not to cut this car up too much as far as like doing a drag build, including the cage is gonna be very much just a roll bar. I have to weld basically 4 plates into the floor, but other than that, I'm going to be as unintrusive as I can with this chassis because it is extremely extra clean. So I'll show you guys underneath here too. All right, so this is what I'm talking about as far as the level of cleanliness of this chassis. Yeah, kind of just speaks for itself. The chassis has been gone through pretty much everything as far as rust repair is done. Okay, so without going too far into it, because there's going to be obviously upcoming videos revolving around this Tommi Mac drag build. Yeah, those are the basics. So this is going to be happening. This car is going to be my long-term build going into the summer. I hope to have it out for some shakedown passes this summer because I don't want to show up at the DSM shootout with a completely untested car. So hopefully it won't be early summer, but hopefully mid to late summer, the car will be out on the drag strip. We'll be able to do some passes, get some the car dialed in. I'm thinking about probably trying to compete in the 10.5 index class at the shootout, so that's my plan. So we'll see how it runs though. If the car isn't turning 10.5s, you know, under nice circumstances, good weather, my home track, I'm not gonna enter the 10.5 class. I'll probably have to go up to the 11.5 class. I don't want to go below 10.5 because I do not want to cage the car out. That's basically what this, you know, where this goes, because the chassis is so clean and it's such a nice car for a starting point. I don't want to start chopping it up completely, welding in a full cage, doing all that kind of stuff, putting in like you know, a switch in the back, cutting holes for that. To adhere to the NHRA specs for a 10.5 is a roll bar, and if I put the battery in the stock location, I don't believe I even need a battery shut off in the back of the car. So other than the car being stripped out, it'll be very easy to change this back to a road going car if I choose. So I don't want to go past the 10-second mark. I believe it's under 10 where you have to start really getting into those safety aspects. So that's my rationale. So the car is we're gonna get started pretty soon on this, probably in the next week or so, and the first video is going to be about building a drag fuel system in an Evo, and then we're going to be going from there. So I hope you stay tuned, and thank you again for checking out the video. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell to make sure that you get notified when I put up new videos, and as well, come visit me on Instagram at Wrench Rampage. Have a good night.